All right, everybody. Just wanted to talk to you about a trade I took this morning on CLVS, CLOVIS Oncology. It is something that I had been watching, recently in the last couple of days, but it's been on my kind of long-term watch list. If you look, if we zoom out just a little bit, back in the end of 2019, kind of made this nice little run up into the end of November. And then, it gets beaten all the way back down. And then, after COVID, it kind of makes another, move up, almost, more than 100% move back up, gets beaten back down. And of course, here we are last couple of days. It's starting to kind of make a nice little run up again, with some volume. And because it has a history of running up, it is something that I was watching and I kept on my watch list last night. Okay, so this morning, I like to trade the ABCD patterns. A being, your base or support. B being kind of your high a day, and then C being your entry point, and then D being your exit point. And as you can see, this one continued to run. I took profits right here just to be safe. But you can always sell 3/4 of your position or 80% of your position and kind of move your stop up to this new, support area, which is the former resistance area. As you can see, up until about 8:30 Pacific time, this continued to run all the way up to 620. Looks like 629. 629 is a high a day. So, a couple things I like to look at. I like to look at price. I like to keep my trades in between, $1 to $10 price range. The pattern is typically the ABCD pattern, which is a typical market flow for these types of trades, and they show up quite often, more often than you'd think. I also like to see if there's any catalyst or some news, right? So they've been coming out with news pretty much every day this week. So it could be that they're pumping it up, touting their own company, which they always do. Or it could be legitimate news. So you dig in and try to figure out exactly what that news is. I also like to look at volume, right? So volume didn't really come in until I got out of the trade. That is, look, you're not going to make 100% trades with absolute accuracy. Even the best trades kind of have these mistakes. And if I were to grade myself, one mistake I would have made is I should have waited for that volume. But it is a pattern that I see quite a bit, and I was convinced that it has a very likelihood of moving up. And as you can see from the previous day, it was kind of making this upward trend as we continue to move along. So the trend was kind of in my favor. I also like to look at the historical chart, which is what I showed you, and then of course overall market conditions. And if we look at the overall market conditions today, the Dow is up 131 points. NASDAQ was down. Technology has been kind of beaten down lately. S&P kind of stayed neutral. But the market has been kind of up one day, down one day. We're kind of heading into September and October, which is, historically major sell-off months. But, when you trade, you have to be careful. Number one rule is you have to protect your downside risk. Right, and you want to have a good risk reward when you're entering these trades, and because I've seen this so often, you see this nice little run up right after market open. You see this pullback with some either short sellers getting in or just initial market participants taking profits, and then you see this as kind of a reversal, right? And the reversal target profit is going to be kind of that high a day, and of course it pulls back a little bit more, but it continues to break through that high a day, and if it does that, that's great. You definitely want to take some profits to take the edge off, if not all your profits. But again, this one continued to move. Now they don't all move in this direction. Sometimes they come crashing right back down, which is why you need to be very, very careful. But as you can see, this one continued to go and now is consistent with its multi-day kind of run up, where we have 4 green days in a row. So this will continue to be on my watch list moving forward, and it is something that I'm going to continue to watch and potentially even trade it on Monday. This recording on Friday. But anyway, just wanted to share with you. It's important to be prepared and make sure to protect your downside risk and trade your plan.